So welcome to yet another behind the scenes look at a day of commercial FPV filming. Today we're going to be flying through the largest shopping centre in Northern Ireland and taking a look at the brand new Pavo 35 Cinewhoop from BetaFPV that we used for this shoot. Let's get a look. So today we're filming at a place called Victoria Square, which is one of the largest shopping centres in the city of Belfast. We've been brought in today to capture a load of traditional drone and FPV footage of the centre for the marketing guys to use in a series of promotional videos and online video content. To start off the day, we met up with Daniel, who does all the content creation for Victoria Square, and we started off our filming at one of the side entrances to the centre.
In terms of controller, I'm using the Radio Master TX16S with a crossfire module. For the goggles, I'm going to be using the DJI goggles too, as you can see here.
A very interesting thing about Victoria Square, as you can see, is that it's actually situated right within the centre of the town, and a lot of the surrounding streets actually lead into the centre from a series of angles, which made it absolutely brilliant for capturing FPV shots. As for a lot of the shots, we were able to start right out over the city and then fly down into the streets and into the centre through a variety of angles, which made for some pretty cool shots.
LEDs, yeah. This is definitely quite a cool feature of the Pavo. I don't know how far back I can get here for this video. We're even kind of like coming this way and then down in. Straight ahead. Past that tree. And I'll do like a bit of an orbit. Up around here, around this area, and around here, coming up. It literally is FPV paradise. I'd come here to fly for fun if I could. So we just did our first flight there with the Pavo. As you can see, the drone flew really well, and we were basically just getting a feel for the environment here as we were flying around, basically seeing what sort of angles we wanted to go for. But we've now got them mapped out. Pavo flew great here, super smooth. So we'll put this guy up again and go for our second flight. Wonder about up here, kind of diving through the buildings.
Right.
Could look well, obviously just
Yeah.
the sun, but be all right. Like if I kind of start and go like this. Kind of see the Victoria Square, and then and then allow this kind of fly like a Mavic through here.
Yeah.
Up over the top. At least we got a bit of sun. That's looking lovely.
Yeah. Oh no, it looks unreal.
That light is just perfect. Anyway, I'll bring him in here. There we go. It's good, isn't it?
That's classic.
Looks well. No, that shot there was flipping glass. See, like looping around with the sun all coming in. That was perfection.
Oh yeah.
So, you know,
That's crazy.
So we're going for a Mavic shot now. While the light is perfect, we're going to get a couple of sort of like establishing shots, just general sort of aerials, and showing off the whole sort of shopping centre from above. So this is what that looked like.
So for anyone wondering what drone I'm using the DJI Mavic 3 Pro Semi.
There we go. That is our first Mavic flight done. As you can see, look absolutely incredible there. The light is just perfection. So we're now going to move around and get some quick FPV shots at the front of the dome. And we're going to be using the 2.5-inch Cinewhoop for that. Right, so we're going for our first flight at the front side of the building here. We're going to be flying through the iconic yellow fountain beside us here. This is a big sort of landmark of Victoria Square. And basically going to get a wee shot where we kind of fly through it and then down into the shopping centre. This is the main entrance to the shopping centre from the main street beside us here. The drone I'm going to be using here is the Hurricane 2.5. This is a little sub 250 2.5-inch Cinewhoop, and I'm rocking a naked GoPro 12.
So the purpose behind this film was mainly to showcase the size and scale of Victoria Square. The marketing guys had said they wanted a load of drone shots to showcase the inside of the shopping centre. Went for a lot of sort of simpler shots, as you can see here, kind of just flying through, letting the surroundings do most of the work. As you can see, the shopping centre is a pretty amazing location in terms of number one, how big it is, and number two, how well it suits FPV. And so we got a couple of takes here, and then we packed up and moved around to our third location, which was actually down another street that leads into Victoria Square. And at this location, we did another shot where we were starting outside and flying down into the street and then into the shopping centre from another angle. And a funny thing about this shot was the best spot for me in terms of signal and positioning was actually sitting outside a Cafe Nero, which had direct line of sight between both the street and the shopping centre.
So that's just taking off now. We're going to fly up towards the top of Ann Street here and turn around and start coming down in towards Victoria Square. So as you can see, the weather is like perfection right now. Starting our way, let's come over the tops of the cars. Nice sun flares. That's just coming in now. You can see the lengths we're having to go to for me to blend into the shot here. We've got me sitting inside a Costa, outside a Costa, and the idea behind this is that I kind of blend in and I'm not too visible in the shot. So we're currently flying around the centre of the shopping centre, where the big spiral staircase is. I'm going to sort of come round and line up another shot going on the outside. It's looking a bit better now, a few more people inside. I'm going to kind of come down low here, see how my video holds up. Clear, taking off. Oh yeah, the flare here looks absolutely amazing right now. So we're heading up now to do a flight at the very top floor of Victoria Square. We're basically going to be heading up to a big dome platform viewing point. It basically looks right out over the city of Belfast, and we're going to be getting a few more shots with the quads, kind of flying around, getting some nice FPV angles as we come up over the dome, looking around over the city, which should look pretty amazing up there. Shortly after that, we're going to go outside and actually put the Mavic up again and get some class sort of Belfast city, sort of wide establishment shots and some Mavic shots of the view up the top. So here we are at the top of the viewing gallery. As you can see, this is an incredible view over Belfast City behind us here. We have the iconic cranes here behind us, and we're going to be doing some more FPV shots. This is just a bit of a simple shot. We're just kind of going to be cruising around with the drone, kind of just cruising around, showing off the incredible view as you get up here. Now headed up to the very top floor where we're going to be doing some Mavic shots. We're heading up onto the roof, so we're having to get the security to give us roof access. This will be quite cool, basically heading up, as you can see, onto the roof. Okay, so this is us on the roof of Victoria Square. We're now going to do a couple of FPV shots on the exterior of the big dome here. The Victoria Square dome is an iconic landmark in Belfast, and when you're flying over the city or even just driving by, you normally see it sticking out, and it is a very well-known landmark. So what we're going to be doing is getting a few FPV shots. We're going to basically fly to the top of the dome and then swoop the whole way around the outside of it. Here, okay.
Looks so good with them blue skies.
Doesn't it?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Start here.
Oh yeah, class.
Clear in the background. Fly over the top. Reveal Belfast.
Unreal.
Lovely shot.
Look out for a shot.
Nice, isn't it? Flying round. I do like a bit of an orbit. Or just like a wide orbit. And then,
yeah.
I wonder if there's a bit of foreground I could kind of come from this building, perhaps. Yeah, I start about here.
Everything just looks so good when you're
Doesn't it?
when you're up high, like.
Kind of come down.
Yeah.
Level out a tad. Past the seagull.
Oh, nice seagull, pet actor.
Yeah. Up towards and reveal the city, and I'll give you a few seconds of this so you can use a background or fade a logo. And cut.
Nice.
You can see here the Pavo 35 is holding up actually really well right now. There's definitely a wee bit of wind up here, I can feel it, but the drone is cutting right through it. I'm actually very impressed with the flight time. I'm at 36 minutes here with full-size GoPro on in windy conditions in the city. So big ups for the Pavo 35, flying really well. Going for our first Mavic flight here. After coming from FPV, this is like, feels like I'm flying with a telephoto lens or something. So when I go up like this here,
Yeah.
either way the triangles are
Oh,
moving.
class. Oh, that's unreal.
It's so trippy, isn't
Oh,
it?
that's crazy.
So I can just keep going up and up and up and up.
And see with the reflections too, like.
There we go. That is our Mavic flight finished. All of our shots captured for today, so that's just basically all wrapped up for shooting.
So whilst this concludes our behind the scenes for Victoria Square, this was not the end of our filming with the Pavo. Just a week later, I had another fly-through shoot, and on this day I was dealing with quite a lot of wind, meaning that the Hurricane 25 was out the window for being able to do the fly-through. I flying through a large commercial warehouse, with the shot starting far outside the building and then flying right into it. So I needed a quad that was going to be able to fight the winds and fly smoothly. We're currently up here in this commercial warehouse, up here in Lisburn in Northern Ireland. We're going to be doing an FPV fly-through today of this brand new warehouse. As you can see, this is where a load of building vehicles are housed, like all these forklift trucks as you can see behind me here. As we're going to be using the Pavo 35. I'm going for a load of fly-through shots, starting out away in the distance, flying in towards the building, and then turn and flying through this warehouse, as you can see here. The fortunate thing about this place is it's big enough that we can use the Pavo 35 and still be able to fly through all these amazing gaps, as you can see here. This is pretty much Cinewhoop heaven right here, loads of gaps to hit, so let's go. So this is us flying over Briggs. Quad was flying remarkably well for being such a windy day. But I put the Pavo up here, and as you can see, it tackled that outdoor wind absolutely no problem at all. So a lot of people would say you couldn't use a 3.5 inch for an FPV fly through, it's way too big. But I would say that that's nonsense, to be honest, because as you can see, in spaces like this here, we've got plenty of room. I had absolutely no issue in being able to fly right through this warehouse, basically tour right the way through it, even going through small gaps, flying through the forklifts, as you can see here. I had absolutely no issues with the Pavo 35. Once I started to fly back outside, as you can see here again, the drone was smooth as anything, and we were able to complete the fly through in the one take with basically no bumps or jitters and get a nice clean shot that I was able to use for the video, as you can see here. So again, I was very impressed with the way this drone flew. So I've had the Pavo 35 for over a month now, and I can say without a doubt that this is a great flying Cinewhoop. Just to give you a quick overview in the quad itself, it is a 6S 3.5 inch Cinewhoop, and it adopts the typical Cinewhoop design with, you've got your main plate at the top here which houses your motors and stack, and underneath you have this sort of small bottom plate where you screw in your VTX. And the Pavo 35 is an interesting quad in that it actually comes as a P&P drone, or plug and play, in that when you buy it from BetaFPV, you actually pick what VTX you want to put into the drone and then install it yourself. And I actually think this is a great thing that BetaFPV are doing, particularly for the market of pilots who want to get into the world of proper FPV drones, but don't quite want to go through the whole process of building a drone from scratch in terms of assembling the frame, soldering all the electronics, all the stuff that a lot of beginners typically struggle with. The beauty of the Pavo 35 is that 90% of that is already done for you. And so when you buy a Pavo 35, all you need to do is pick up the likes of an O3 Air unit that I have installed here, or even a Calyx Vista, and the actual installation process of this is pretty easy. As you can see here, all you have to do is remove a couple of screws, take off the bottom plate, and you literally just install the O3 Air unit onto the bottom base plate. The plug on the flight controller is actually set up to support the O3 straight away, so you're not going to need to repin any of the wires. So in terms of getting this thing set up and ready to go, you can have the whole thing done in about 20 minutes, which is much easier than building an entire drone from scratch. In terms of motors in this build, it's rocking the BetaFPV Lava 2006 2400 kV for 6S, and this is a pretty typical size for a 3.5 inch Cinewhoop. They're just a little smaller than a 2204, but they've still got plenty of power for being able to lift the likes of a full-size GoPro 12. In terms of the flight controller, the drone is using the BetaFPV F722 all-in-one flight controller, and this comes with a 40 amp BL-Heli32 ESC. So you've got a great flight controller in here with plenty of UART. So if you wanted to install the likes of a GPS on this quad, you could, because you've got those extra UART to the F7. The drone itself has these nice sort of plastic guards which keep it nice and lightweight. So I wouldn't be put off by the fact that these are plastic ducts, because in my testing, I did of course have a couple of crashes and the drone held up pretty well. So an interesting thing about this quad is it actually came with a sort of plastic GoPro mount that I initially thought was going to be better in terms of being a bit more stable. But as usual, I had a crash, and actually the first thing that ripped was the GoPro mount. But it wasn't a big deal, because I was able to go online onto BetaFPV's website and print off another version
version of the mount here in TPU. In terms of the receiver system on my quad, I'm running TBS Crossfire, and as you can see, I have my little Crossfire receiver in the back here. So my first actual flight with the Pavo 35, I was unbelievably impressed at how well this thing flew. I put it up sort of expecting sort of mediocre acro performance, you know, being a Cinewhoop, but I put this thing up with a local SWAT of mine, just took it for a little rip around the forest, and it flew unbelievably well. And this thing was doing flips, rolls, it was flying at speed. And not only was it doing all this, it was doing all this for over 12 minutes, which I thought was absolutely crazy for a Cinewhoop flight time. And bear in mind, this was only a 1500 milliamp pack. On my other 3.5 inch, which is my Axis Flying Blue Cat C35, I only typically got around 4 to 6 minutes max. So after trying that out and flying for literally 13 minutes, I decided to try out a very interesting combo. I actually strapped on one of my custom built 6S Lion packs, this right here, and I'm going to be making a video on this for Cinewhoops in general, so I'm not going to give away too much. But this particular battery allowed me to fly for nearly 17 minutes on the Pavo 35, which is an incredible flight time for a custom built FPV drone, especially a Cinewhoop. So what are my overall thoughts on this drone? Well, for a start, there's absolutely no doubt that this is a great flying Cinewhoop. I will certainly be using this over my Axis Flying Blue Cat C35. Compared to the C35, this is a much lighter 3.5 inch, and as I said earlier as well, this is also great for pilots who want to get into the world of FPV but don't quite want to build an entire drone from scratch, which to be fair is a pretty daunting task if you haven't done it before. If you do want to pick one up, there'll be 2 links down in the description. One is a link from BetaFPV. I will let you know that is an affiliate link, and so if you do want to support the channel, that is a really easy way to do so. Or if you're a UK pilot and you actually want to get one of these a bit quicker, you can buy it from the Drone Safe store based in England. And they're actually doing a great deal where they're bundling in the Pavo 35 with your DJI O3 Air unit, so you're getting everything you need to get your Pavo up and running. Again, the link for that will be down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know how you found this video by dropping a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.